Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into something, well, kind of strange, but also really powerful. We're talking about the connection between ancient myths and, believe it or not, how our brains actually learn new things.
I mean, it sounds a little out there, right? Can a god from like 2,000 years ago actually teach you English? It seems like a stretch, but the answer is a big yes. And we're going to break down exactly how that works. So the secret is in this script we're looking at today. It's called The Quest for Janus's Key. And what it does is pretty clever. It takes this Roman myth about the god Janus, he's the god of beginnings, and it uses that story to teach some pretty advanced vocabulary. And the whole point isn't just to throw a list of words at you, it's to make them stick, to make them, unforgettable. All right, so the story kicks off like a lot of great tales do, with a big problem. But this isn't just any old problem. This one's a doozy. It starts with a full-blown catastrophe, a total disaster that causes complete ruin. And in this myth, the catastrophe is a theft. A super sacred key that belongs to the god Janus gets stolen by this really nasty harpy named Noctua. And once that key is gone, boom, the entire city of Rome just spirals into chaos. And right there, you see how this method works. It's so smart. The story doesn't just say, here's a definition. Nope. It puts the word right into a simple, powerful sentence. The theft wasn't just a bummer, it was a catastrophe. You feel what that word means because you understand the stakes of the story. So the city's in total chaos, right? Rome is facing a real quandary, a super confusing problem with no easy answer. And smack in the middle of this mess, we meet our hero and our villain. And this is where it gets really cool. The vocabulary isn't just used for description. It literally defines who these characters are. Take our hero, Titus. He's not just smart, he has acumen, which is that sharp, quick intelligence. He's not just loyal, he shows fidelity. And his intrepidity? That's what makes him totally fearless. And then you look at the villain, Noctua. She's not just mean, oh no. She's driven by spite, rapacity, that's intense greed, and pure arrogance. These words aren't just adjectives, they are the characters. Okay, so the stage is set. We know what's at stake. We know who our players are. And our young hero, Titus, steps up and accepts the quest. And let me tell you, this is no walk in the park. The mission he's facing is described as formidable. And that doesn't just mean it's hard. It means it's intimidating, it's daunting. It's the kind of thing that would make most of us just say, nope, I'm out. He's got to travel all the way to the Harpy's fortress to get that key back. And here we go again. The story puts the word right into the action. The formidable task tested him. See? It connects the definition to what our hero is actually going through, to his struggle, and that makes it so much easier to remember. So once he's inside the citadel, Titus's good qualities, his virtues, they become his weapons. He has to use discernment or sharp judgment to avoid all these dangerous traps. He has to show resilience to fight off the temptations the harpy throws at him. He even uses rhetoric, the art of speaking persuasively, to break her magic spells. The vocabulary words are literally the actions he takes to win. Let's zoom in on one of those for a second. Resilience. That's your ability to bounce back from tough stuff. And he's really put to the test when Noctua tries to tempt him with affluence. We're talking massive wealth. But it's his resilience that lets him say no and stick to the plan. Now, the original script gives an example sentence. Her resilience led to victory. And that's exactly what's happening in our story, right? It's Titus's resilience that helps him succeed. The point is, this quality isn't just something you have. It's something you use. It's the active ingredient for getting things done. Okay, so we get to the climax of the story. Titus is face to face with the key's final guardian, this ferocious monster, a chimera. And you want to know what beats it? It's not a sword. It's not magic, it's probity. It's his pure moral integrity, his honesty. It proves that his quest is just and good. The source material has this line, her probity gained trust, and we see that play out perfectly here. This savage beast, the chimera, isn't beaten with force. It's convinced by Titus's solid gold character. I mean, what a brilliant way to teach a word like probity, right? You make it the actual key to winning the final battle. So the key is back where it belongs, and the chaos in Rome finally fades away. The god Janus blesses the city with abundance, and Titus's whole adventure becomes this great lesson for everyone. It teaches them about magnanimity, which is that generous spirit, and about the importance of restraint. So the story comes full circle, Problem solved, lesson learned. Perfect. So that's the story. We've walked through the whole myth. But the real magic here isn't just the tale of Titus and the Harpy. It's how that story works as an incredible tool for learning.
But just how effective is it? Well, think about it. In this one little myth, you've hit on words like acumen, fidelity, rapacity, formidable, probity, and on and on. In total, you get 34 advanced words, and not in some boring list you have to memorize. They're woven into a story you actually care about. And that, right there, is the difference between a chore and a real experience.
So why does this work so well? Well, a few reasons. First, stories give you context. The word formidable isn't just a definition on a page anymore. It's the feeling of standing in front of a giant, scary fortress. Second, it links those tricky words to characters. Probity is now Titus's superpower, and rapacity is Noctua's evil plan. Third, it hooks our emotions. You're rooting for Titus, right? So you naturally remember the words that are part of his big journey. And finally, it all just makes sense. It creates a logical flow where every new word helps push the story forward. Look, at the end of the day, this isn't just about learning vocabulary. It's about showing how powerful a good story can be for making any complicated idea really stick in your brain. So I'll leave you with this to think about. What's the most powerful story that ever taught you something really important? Thanks for hanging out with me on The Explainer.